Hey folks, it's Sven Jung back again, and today I'm gonna show you the proper chords to Body and Soul, which is actually not a typical gypsy jazz tune, but Django played it and it's a beautiful ballad, and I've been asked to teach the chords of that song for several times now, so I will gladly do it. I like it too. So I don't think I will make some mistakes with the lyrics, don't mind, this video is about the chords. I will play a chorus just to show, and then as always explain all chords and details and show you some things, and also teach you some harmonical stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4. And lonely, for you I cry, for you dear only. Why haven't you seen it? I'm all for you, body and soul. I spent my days in longing. Why can't you see it's me you're wronging? I tell you I mean it. I'm all for you, body and soul. I can't believe it, it's hard to conceive it that you turned away romance. Are you pretending it looks like the ending? Unless I could have one more chance to prove, dear, my life's a hell you're making. You're always yours, just for the taking. I gladly surrender myself to you, body and soul. And so on. And from the beginning. So that was one chorus actually. And one thing that makes it so difficult, because a lot of guys, and me too when I was studying jazz music and was younger, think that this is a difficult tune. One advice that I can give you whenever you think a tune is very difficult, and this is an easy trick, I even thought about doing an own video on that topic, is transpose it to C or G and play it with the most easy chords you know in the first position. That will make you laughing a lot of times, believe me. Because the reason why jazz standards seem difficult is because they are very often played in non-guitar friendly keys, and they're using some secondary dominants and some dim chords and not so common voicings when you're a beginner. So they seem to be difficult, but most of the time they are harmonically the same things that are happening in songs from guys like Ralph McTell or Elton John, or Paul McCartney. It's actually the same stuff. It's not really more difficult, it's just the chord inversions and option notes. So this tune is in the key of E flat minor, and so it starts with 1-5-1 actually. It's not an E flat minor, it's in D major 7. Sorry, D flat major 7 is the key, because this is the final chord. D flat major 7, D flat major, but it starts with E flat minor. And that appears as the tonal center first. So if you listen to it, it sounds like 1-5-1, 1-5-1. And I'm playing the very regular bar chord here a lot of times, and it sounds very good, You can make it a 7 chord, but I don't do that. Usually I like playing the normal minor chord. And now I'm moving to a kind of A dim chord. In the notes or in the sheets or in the real book, sometimes it says D7 raised 9, sharp 9. But it's just a matter of guiding notes, because the next chord would be the actual tonic, D flat major. And so it's just a matter of taste if you go chromatically to the root, or in a gypsy jazz context, you would like to play. So when you play the A in the bass, when I play D flat major, I would play a D flat 6/9 chord with the 5th in the bass. So the A leads to that note. So we got E flat minor, B flat dominant 7, E flat minor, then I go to A dim, and that chord is played like A string muted, then 4th fret, there's F sharp or G flat on the D string, then you got a C with the ring finger, 5th fret on the G string, and the pinky is playing F in the 6th fret on the B string. And then I'm moving to that D flat major 6/9 chord with A flat, D flat, and this is tricky if you haven't done it before. I'm placing my middle finger between the strings in order to play both notes at the same time. So it's not a bar chord, but you're playing 2 notes at the same time anyway. And this is new to a lot of guys who haven't played gypsy jazz before. Then the first finger is playing, the index is playing a regular bar chord, a little bar chord here, holding down F and B flat, and the ring finger in the 4th fret again is holding down E flat and A flat. And then the next chord would be G flat major, and that would be the gypsy jazz chord, which is very difficult. The thumb is playing G flat in the bass. Again, the middle finger is picking 2 strings at the same time, holding down 2 strings at the same time, D flat and again G. So the lowest 3 strings would be a power chord. And then you would play with the index B flat, and same as the chord before with the ring finger, E flat and A flat. If this is too hard for you, you can just play the middle strings, which is absolutely okay, holding down D flat, G flat, B flat and E flat. The next chord would be F minor, and for some reasons I avoid playing it down here and like to change position and play the F minor up here. So the beginning would be, my heart is sad and lonely, for you I cry. Changing position, for you dear only, and this is F minor 7, the very regular normal F minor 7 chord. That means F, A flat, E flat and A flat again. And you can also play in the bass C instead of F, which is fine for a gypsy jazz context. But in that case, I prefer the F note because the next chord would be E dim. And in the 7th fret, the middle finger is playing E, the root. Then you got 2 notes in the 8th fret, B flat and G, on the D and B string. And in the middle of those 2 notes, on the G string, the index comes in playing D flat. And then we go back to the first chord of the tune, E flat minor, and now we get a very typical jazz bass movement. So now I'm using the pinky, and that makes it E flat minor 7 with D flat in the bass. My guitar is somehow broken here, whatever. So to avoid the 7, what you can do is playing the E flat like this and then playing that chord. The pinky is playing D flat in the bass, and then you got B flat and E flat and G flat. Weird. Whatever. This guitar, by the way, is very cheap. It's my camping guitar. It's brand new. 150 euros. I mean, come on. And it's at least a gypsy guitar. And if it's lost or broken, I mean, okay, I'm not a rich guy. 150 euros is 150 euros, but you know, life goes on. So from here to here, then you got the C half diminished chord, or C minor 7 flat 5. You can play with the thumb in the bass, what I often do. Then my thumb is holding down C, 8th fret, A string is muted. Then I got on the D string, B flat, ring finger is playing E flat, and the first finger is playing G flat. And F dominant 7. After that, there are a lot of ways to play it. The very normal regular F dominant 7 chord, like the C chord that you learned first. Pinky is playing the 7 and then move it up C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F to the 8th fret. You can also play some jazz voicing like F dominant 7 flat 9 the index is performing a bar chord then in order to hold down the G flat. So that note stays on top while changing from C half diminished to F dominant 7. Or you can also play the raised 9 with the pinky, which would be A flat up in the 9th fret. So the whole movement would be like this. Flat 9, normal F dominant 7. You can also play all of those, like, you know. And then the ending is B flat minor 7, using the normal jazz chord with the middle finger. A string is muted. We're in the 6th fret, and the ring finger is holding down A flat, D flat, and F. Then comes E flat dominant 7 9. That chord is very typical. Again, my middle finger is holding down B flat and E flat at the same time in the 6th fret. The index is playing G, and the ring finger is covering the upper 3 strings in order to play D flat, F, and B flat. And then I go to E flat minor 7, the normal jazz voicing that we had for F minor before in the 8th fret, only in the 6th fret. And then again, these A dim chord, which I use, or in gypsy jazz, it's used as a substitution for A flat dominant 7. So you can play, instead of A flat dominant 7, you can play A dim with the pinky up here on the F. A, we had that one before. And then again, the tonic. And after the tonic, in the second half of the bar, we play again the very normal bar chord, or you can use, of course, the jazz chord for B flat dominant 7. That one doesn't matter, or even using a chord with an option note like the B flat, flat 13. It doesn't matter. I like the normal bar chord in order to go back. And this is part A. Actually, it's an AABA form, and all part A's are pretty much the same, except of the last chord, which in the case of the second A, it would be A dominant 7 in order to lead to the part B. So, but that was part A. So, and part B is a key change, and this is not so often happening in jazz music, because a lot of people think in jazz music the key is changing all the time, but that's somehow not true. Most of the jazz standards stay in, or of the old swing standards stay in one key all the time and only use secondary dominant chords and stuff like that. So, but let me first explain what was going on in A. So we had this little movement here on the E flat minor chord, and then we have this makes it so complex because we think while listening to that this would be the tonic, and somehow in the beginning it is. But then while using the A flat dominant 7 chord, or D, if you use the tritone substitution, D dominant 7 raised 9, or A diminished, you take it like a 2-5 to the tonic, to D flat. Then, now we're on the tonic, D flat major, everything's normal again, because now from the tonic we go to the 4th degree. This is a normal sound, and this is a normal descending sound now. From the 4th degree we go to the 3rd degree. It's just a half note below, like, you know. Using the dim chord now to continue descending. And now we're on the 2nd degree, with which the song started, but now we don't hear it anymore as a tonic chord. Now we hear it as a 2nd degree. And we want to continue descending. That's why we have this here. So we just switch the bass note. Instead of staying on E flat minor, we put the 7 in the bass to have it E flat minor with D flat in the bass. And now we go to the C half diminished chord, which is the 7th degree of D flat, but now we use it as a 2-5 to B flat minor. And now this last bar is really weird because we have one stroke on each chord. And to make it simpler, instead, you know, there is no really a chance to make it simpler actually, because it really has to be like that. It's a normal progression actually, with this B flat and E flat dominant 7. This would be the secondary dominant of the whole tune, as in Germany we say the double dominant chord. E flat is the dominant to A flat, which is actually the true 5, the true dominant chord of the whole tune, because it's the dominant of D flat. So, but instead of only playing this E flat, we have the B minor 7 first, and we need that, because otherwise the previous C half diminished F dominant 7 would lead to nowhere. So it's important to also play the B flat minor, then having the secondary dominant chord, the double dominant chord, and then not releasing it instantly to the A flat, but having a 2-5 here that's leading, however you like to play it, that's leading to the tonic. So it's pretty complex, but actually it's always in the key of D flat major, and you will find out that if you play the scale, if you're a beginner and you will just pick out the scale of D flat major and play it all the time, it will not sound so difficult. Another thing that I want to teach you is, I told you before in the beginning of the lesson that it gets a lot easier when you play it in a different key. When you transpose it to C, it's only a half note below, right? So if you play everything with the chords of C and you choose the basic chords in the first frets, it will look very easy and you will get along with the A minor pentatonic. Look. How easy body and soul is, you know? My heart is sad and lonely. For you I cry, for you dear only. So you need this dim chord here, but why haven't you seen it? I'm all for you, body and soul. And probably if somebody would play it like that, you would think like, you would choose the C pentatonic and the C scale, and you would get along quite easily. So this is my advice if you're a beginner. Just learn the D flat major scale and the B flat minor pentatonic scale, and you will get along throughout the whole tune very easy. So we continue with the form now. After having played part A in the right key 2 times, play A dominant 7, and now part B is like starts with D major, and now we just walk up the diatonic chords of the D major scale. D major 7 or D major, E minor, F sharp minor. Very easy. I can't believe it, ba-da-da. And now we have a very difficult movement. Da 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 da. And to not disturb the soloist, it's very useful to play it with these 3-note voicings. G minor, C dominant, F sharp minor, B dominant, E minor, and A dominant. And back to D. Then the second half of the B part starts with D minor 7. And then a G dominant chord. You can play G dominant 7 13, it's nice here, and again play the gypsy jazz chord using the G sharp dim voicing, C6 9 the same way then we had D flat 9 before, only in the 3rd fret, and then E flat dim. And notice that this is typical for old school music. When you play E flat dim, I don't know if you know it, but you can move the dim chord along the fretboard in small thirds, in minor thirds, and all notes will stay the same. Here you got like E flat, A, C, F sharp or G flat, and here you got C, F sharp or G flat, A, and E flat. It's the same notes turned around. So what I'm hitting for is that after the C you can play C dim instead of E flat dim. Also sounds nice. And again 2-5 to C. And now we got a descent from C7. And I like to play it like this because the melody is even involved, the melody of the tune. C dominant 7, the usual C dominant 7 chord, 8th fret, 7th fret, 6th fret, and then I'm playing this chord, and this is nice. My thumb is playing B flat, index is playing on the 6th fret A flat, third finger is playing D, ring finger is playing F sharp or G. In that case, it's better to say G flat, and then the ring finger, the middle finger is playing B flat. This is like a B flat dominant 7, flat 13 chord. Yeah, that's the name. And then comes A again, and this is it. So in the part B, we really got two different scales and two different keys. It starts with D major, ba da 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 da. Basically in D, and then moving to C major, ba da da di 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 da di di di. And this, of course, B flat dominant 7 flat 13 leads again to the last A. And in the introduction, that movement, I haven't shown you that movement, I have shown you that movement in that position. You can also walk down with the bass notes from the E flat minor 7, like this. Then you play E flat, G flat, D flat, and again G flat. And then using a bar chord here to lower the bass note. And then you're playing the C half diminished or C minor 7 flat 5 here. And then, instead of playing F dominant 7, what you can do, you can just move the C half diminished chord upwards 3 frets. And then you also do receive an F dominant 7 chord, which is very nice. This is F dominant 7 with the 7 in the bass. And then you got the 7, the major third. Then you got a flat 13 and a flat 9. This is a nice sound. In context, that would sound like this. You're making, I'm always yours, just for the taking. I gladly surrender myself to you, body and soul. Something like that. The note that I sung was wrong to that chord. So I used that ending chord. It's a D flat with a sharp 11. My first finger, my index, performing a bar chord. Then the middle finger is playing the root. So we got D flat, F, B flat, E flat, and G. And that was Body and Soul. So I hope that video helped you. And keep in mind that you can simplify it by playing it in the key of C, and then you will get some. Yeah, it will just make your thinking easier, you know. And it's not really a difficult key. It's not really a difficult song if you see it like that. And you can also do that with every standard. If you think like Donna Lee is difficult, transpose it to C, play it with the quite normal chords, and you will be really surprised. So I hope that helped you. And see you soon. Bye.